What up, YouTube? It's Felipe, aka Lipe. Um, yeah. So this is the fourth video. And surprisingly enough, I didn't get many views, but I did get a comment from someone. You know who you are. And this person mentioned how something that I could talk about is controversies, which honestly, is a little sensitive topic for people. And honestly, I feel like it's a dangerous topic to talk about in YouTube, especially with the whole cancel culture thing. But this is how I'm going to go about it. I'm not really going to voice my opinion too much, just in case it's like shaky and people don't like it. I feel like what I'll do is I'll mention a topic, maybe give some details from both sides, and then the comment sections could like argue about it or talk about it or what not. Anyways, right. First topic, or I guess the topic of tonight that I was thinking about. I was thinking about a lot of things, Trump, this, war, Iraq, whatever. But I came down to a simpler, maybe funner, not so fun, actually, not fun, topic. So I'm sure that most, if not all of you guys, depending on your age bracket, have heard about Love Island. It's like this crazy reality show where you're supposed to find love with people, and the winner of like the winner of couples gets like $100,000 or whatnot, right? And the controversy behind that right now is, I'm sure if you know Love Island, you know that two of their members, or two of the islanders, got kicked off the show for previous what do you call it, like racist terms, like derogatory terms that they've said or posted in the past before, right? One of them being, I think her name is Yolissa. I did some research on this, Yolissa, and then the other one was recently Sierra, right? So the whole controversy is like, do they deserve to be kicked for something that was said in the past before the show, or for something that wasn't even really like negative? For example, Yolissa, she was I think on a podcast, and she said the N-word, but she didn't say like, oh my god, that guy is such a N-word, or that guy is such a bad N-word, or anything like that. She was just saying, like, kind of like how they say bro. She used it in that sense, and people like saw it and went crazy. Cancel culture did its thing, booted her from not only social media, but Love Island producers had to go like, yeah, she's a problem, she gotta go. So she got booted for that, and there's a lot of controversy on that because people were like, she's Hispanic, she could say it, she could not say it, she didn't use it in a negative way, blah 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 blah, right? Boom. And it was like an okay person to kick out because it was very early into the show. Not many people like grew a liking to her yet, so it was more of okay kick, right? But now we get into the more serious kick, Sierra. Now what she was caught doing was, I think there was a post on Instagram of or in 2015 where she said the C word, which is like the derogatory term for the Asian community. Obviously I'm not going to say it. If you want to search it up, by all means, you go ahead and do it. I don't really necessarily know what it means. I just know that it's offensive to them. Which, understandable, right? Of course, people can get offended by whatever they want. I personally don't have any trigger words, even though I'm like Brazilian. I don't know what they could, whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, anyways, she was caught not saying but typing, like she said that her eyes look like that word, or they look very like that word. And that was in 2015, which, my personal opinion, that's pretty old. And like, we're gonna be judging something that happened 10 years ago when, like, I don't even know if the same meaning was like, had that build up, whatever, right? But that wasn't it. I think a couple months ago she got some sort of surgery or cosmetic surgery on her lips or something like that. I don't know if it was a year ago, months ago. But then she also mentioned how her eyes looked like that, and that's what people were like, whoa, she's racist towards the Asian community. She's like using it in a negative way. And I actually asked a couple or two of my Asian friends that I have, and I asked them, did you get offended by this, and how is it offensive? And they said that they were offended by it because the way she was using it was describing her eyes as a bad thing while using that word. So when they mentioned that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense why it's offensive, right? That makes sense why it could hurt their feelings or why it would be rude. But yeah, I guess the question for the comments is, do you think they should be kicked out of the show, missing out on $100,000 for that? Do you think Yalissa's or Sierra's kicking is like they should be held to the same standard, or Sierra's worse, or Yalissa's worse? If you were the producer of Love Island, would you kick them out knowing that people were trying to cancel them and they could cancel the show for not kicking them out? Those are the questions for the comments. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. That was a pretty good topic. I appreciate the person who commented. I think their name started with a Y. Appreciate it. That was awesome. The channel grew like, I think 1 or 2 subscribers. Awesome again. I'm gonna keep posting this sooner or later. I'm gonna be like, my face cam is gonna be here, and like some video or gameplay or show is gonna be, not show, like gameplay is gonna be here or something. But maybe this could turn into something else, because I wasn't expecting someone to want controversies. That's pretty interesting. And if you have any controversies I should talk about next, or maybe any fun topics that don't need to be so serious and sensitive, also comment down below. Maybe you want me to do some challenges, I don't know, step on some Legos to see what Legos hurt more, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, this is the video for today. No glasses. For the outro, cue the outro music, which there is none. Peace!